Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Hawthorne Spring's Cities Skylines series from yours truly, Design Candy. Welcome all of the newcomers. Welcome all of the binge watchers. This is episode number 6, where we build what you see right in and on the screen. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So a couple of things. My voice probably sounds super weird. I am currently sick and coughing all throughout this voiceover, so forgive me. I will try to pause and cut out all of my coughing. But yeah, definitely forgive me. I've been sick for the better part of a week. This is premiering the last week in January. And yeah, I just been sick, man. Just getting over the flu or flu type symptoms. And thank God I took the better part of December to pre-record a lot of content for you guys. So basically all I have to do is sit back and relax and watch what I built back in December. So it's super fun to see, going back and just looking at all the fun stuff that is already built. Again, there is this, so the stadium district or the arena district. And then we actually have an arts district that will be next episode. And it's right on the other side of this highway. If you look on the screen now, it's to the right. And right now it's to the left. So yeah, that's super fun. But this episode's super special because this is the first entertainment center in Hawthorne Spring. Excuse me, the second. The first would be episode 3, I believe. And that's where we built the outdoor mall, similar to the Denver Pavilions in downtown Denver. So we built that mall, but this would be the second entertainment district in Hawthorne Spring. So I'm really enjoying this series. I hope you are all too. It's super fun, man. Like, we have just high density, a bunch of people bustling and hustling around. You know, people, if you see the cinematics at the beginning and then pay attention to the cinematics at the end, a lot of people visit this specific arena, literally thousands of people. So it's going to be fun to even deal with transportation on this side of the highway and how people are going to get here, whether that's buses, light rail. There might be a light rail line that we built close to here in the future. There actually is a light rail line right off the highway, right to the left of here. So, you know, building access and a station via that light rail, and how that light rail will be utilized in episode 20 when we have big time suburban districts, you know, not far from here, but surrounding this, and big time high rise suburban, not high rise suburban, but high rise residential parts around here. So there's even residential even behind here. So it's just really cool to see this process and kind of have an appreciation for it at episode 6 because it's so early. And I've never done a downtown series where it's just downtown, you know, that's going to span, you know, 40 episodes, hopefully. So just, I kind of cherish these spots, these little details, these little pieces of the map, because they're going to be etched in the history of Hawthorne Springs. And so episodes down the line, you'll appreciate it a little bit more, and hopefully you're coming back and binge watching these episodes to see, okay, I remember when they built specifically the arena. So I'm super excited. This series is trucking along. Again, episode 6, we're right on track. We're where we need to be. And next up again is the arts district. That's going to be fun. We're going to have some opera houses, some performing arts complexes, some shopping, gotta have some shopping, and a lot of just commercial and I call it experiential, like commercial districts, meaning clubs and like Dave and Buster's, entertainment type things alongside that art district. So can't wait. So on the screen right now, we are building and using the assets for the FedEx Forum. Big shout out to King Leno, as always, crushing it with the assets. But the FedEx Forum has just so many cool signs. So I'm attempting to put the sign in a rock, and at first it looked super stupid because they were just floating. So I found some pillars, like post pillars. That's crazy. Post pillars. I found some post pillars, and they're horizontal, and that kind of gave the illusion that the sign has like some brackets that are bracketed inside of this big boulder. And it actually turned out cool. It's a pretty cool technique, a little detail that most won't really realize, but I was super excited how it turned out, and they look way more realistic than it did before. And so it looks like it's an attached sign, because before it didn't look attached. It looked crazy. So right down the street from the arena here is some retail district. So food, again, we have like a Dave & Buster's. We have a hotel clipped in, so we have a nice Marriott. And then I'm going to also use a cool technique in the back here where I'm going to kind of do like a dock situation. And in theory, you would have like a loading bay, loading dock for the arena on the back side. Now we're kind of landlocked for this space, but in terms of scale, if you're thinking real life scale, this would totally make sense. You'd have a big loading dock at the end with access. But yeah, so that's kind of the route we're going for, like an experiential property versus just an arena. So the arena is connected to some shops, connected to a hotel, and it's all encompassing versus having the hotel separate, having the shops and some retail separate. You have all your food, your shops, and your hotel right on property. So it turned out awesome. I'm super excited. Let's get into some of your guys' comments, questions for today's episode. And let's start off with the main man with the game plan, Metro Filmer 88. He's a hashtag Candy Fam, hashtag OG Candy Fammer. Really quick, if you want to be a part of the Candy Fam, make sure you subscribe to this channel. We have episodes dropping every week, sometimes multiple. So if you like what you are seeing, make sure you subscribe. I have way more energy most of the time. Again, I'm a little under the weather. Next week, it'll be crazy fire energy and really drawn out pauses and profound sayings, just like I know how to do, just like that right there. So make sure you check back if you like what you're seeing. Okay, Metro says, yay, more Hawthorne Springs, love the city. I suggest basing the airport off of Dallas Fort Worth. Love the highway, love the I-25 inspiration for the light rail. Thank you so much, Metro. You already know, man. Repping Denver all day, love my city. Gotta have the inspiration. There's a couple other cities that have mass transit parallel on the highway. A big one that I know of, and actually a lot of my inspiration kind of comes from, not only just Denver, but it's DC. And driving to Dulles Airport, I don't know how many of y'all have done that in Maryland, but it's very similar. They have a lot of mass transit mirroring the highway, because the highway obviously goes through a big portion of the city. So for the airport being based off of Dallas Fort Worth, that airport is DFW. I love that airport, flown into it more times than I can count. That airport is on steroids, so it's a really, really good airport to base it off of. Actually, I really love that idea. If you've never been to DFW, it's insane. Like, it reminds me of a mall, like a mega mall. There's full-size restaurants in that airport. Normally you go to a restaurant, like an airport, and they have airport restaurants, right? Smaller versions of the restaurant, unless it's like a Starbucks, which are typically small in general. When I tell you they had a TGI Fridays that looked bigger than a TGI Fridays, I'm so serious. It was insane. Everything is big in Texas, and everything is big in that airport. It was funny. I flew in, had to take a connecting flight, and I had to take a train around the airport just to get to my gate on time. Like, it's insane. They have their own light rail system inside of the airport to get to the other side of the airport. It's insane. They call it the SkyTrain. So I will definitely do some research, Metro. I really love that ideal. I think that's a really strategic move for that to be the Hawthorne Springs airport. Let me tell you guys this now. The airport episode for Hawthorne Springs is going to be so insane. It's going to come like in the 20s. It has to. Just because it's going to be so massive. and it's going to require so much time. It definitely will happen this year. Just stay tuned, because that project is just, I mean, I'm not even looking forward to it right now. It's going to be so massive. So thank you so much, Metro. Really appreciate you. The next comment comes from Exilius, Axilleas. You know who you are. Say, love these kinds of builds. You should do something like a border/toll station. Great idea. Yeah, I'm not opposed to that at all. That's a really good idea. Check out Cranberry County episode 2. I believe it was episode 2. We did a whole toll road and toll booth with on and off ramps, all that fun stuff. So if you're into that, check out my other series. But I'm definitely down. Next comment comes from Mortal Kombat 11. Love your name. Mortal Kombat, excuse me. Mortar. They say big casinos. King Leno always got good-ish to use. Thank you so much, man. Thanks for the comment. I think it'd be cool to have like a casino resort district. I think that's a really good option to have in this city. I think so. I like that. I'm definitely going to put that down. Thank you so much for the comment. The next one's from High as a Kite April. High as a Kite says, I prefer commentary over music as you build, but that's just me. Love the game and love what you're doing. Keep it up. Thank you so much, man. So really quick, I'm super excited. Make sure you guys comment below, because it makes me happy that people have found this series. I was a little nervous that people wouldn't find it. So now people are finding the series, and it makes me super happy. So if you found this series for the first time, shout me out in the comment section below and let me know. And also give me questions, because I'm loving the answer questions over time-lapse type deal that we've been doing for the last few episodes. I actually enjoy it. We're gonna switch it up probably next episode or the episode after, just because I have to get some music out. We have some really new music, or some really good music for some new artists that has dropped that we have to show them some love. So that will be coming, but I love this. I love this format. So thank you so much, High as a Kite. Next up is Strategy Nerd. Strategy says, from what I recall of concrete highway packs, they actually do have rendered tunnels themselves. A semicircular shape, I think. You can adjust the length of the slope segment where the tunnel begins by making the nodes of each end of the slope segment matching heights and moving them closer together, giving a few different looks if you want. Thank you so much, Strategy. Yeah, I'm having a big issue, and you asked me what I meant. So Strategy, if you're watching this, I'm having a big issue with my highways. My highways are acting really weird to the point where traffic crosses in the middle of the highway. I think it's specifically to these highway models. So I'm thinking about doing either one or two things, and you guys can give me your opinion on this. I'm thinking of just redoing this highway for a third time. This will be the third time redoing the second highway. Or just taking out those road models and doing some sort of phased construction and recording it as an episode. So doing some sort of highway construction, redo highway type deal. So let me know your suggestions in the comments, but that's what is happening. It's a really weird issue. Yeah, it's a super weird. So last comment, and then we're going to kind of address what's on the screen really quick. I know I talk a lot, so kind of want to address what's on the screen. Let's say Jane says, it'd be cool if you did a park over the sunken highway between the two bridges. Jane, you read my mind. There will be a above ground park at some point with the sunken highway, maybe down the line, the downtown district, but that's a really good idea. They have a big project in Denver called the Central 70. Go look it up, Google it, and check it out. They're actually lowering an elevated portion of highway and then putting a park on top of that elevated portion. Super modern, super cool. I can't wait to see the result of it. We have time for a little bit more questions, at least one more. This next question is from Mulch Disco. It says, what PC do you have as well as graphics card and processor? Cause, like COZ, my computer can never run Cities Skylines properly with added workshop items. Okay, Mulch, I have my PC specs. They're on my YouTube channel. They're also on my website, designcandy.tv. Check that out. But a classic rundown, I have 64 gigabytes of RAM. I have a RTX 2070. That comes with 12 gigabytes of VRAM. We're getting really nerdy, folks. Getting 64 gigabytes of processing RAM. I have a Intel 9900K, the modern chipset, and I have a host of hard drives. I probably have over 6 terabytes of storage and a dedicated hard drive SSD running the game. And I still experience lag and issues. So the long and short answer is you guys see my commentary and the video footage sped up, right? This is sped up. Right now I'm looking now. It's sped up 400% from how I actually play it. So it looks really smooth, really crisp. I play this game at little to no frames already, and we've maybe made 6 downtown blocks. So that's just this guy. I say all that to say that's just the way this game is. Now you can go out and spend $3,000 like I did for this machine and get marginal, like at best marginal speeds, or you can just manage your downloads. So that's what I recommend. I also have to record at the same time, so you can probably get a little bit lesser of a PC, probably spend about $1,500 to $2,000 and get a decent machine for that price and be able to run this with mods perfectly. So a lot of things that will help is getting the right mods, optimizing those mods. There's a lot of great tutorials on YouTube and different platforms that show you how to optimize the mods that you do get and ones not to get. Another thing is watch out for foliage. Another thing is props. Use a lot of networked props instead of actual props. That counts as your prop count. There's a lot of different ways to get around it, and there's a lot of tools and tricks that we do to get around it. But again, the base of it is having a decent machine. So thank you guys so much for the comments in this segment of comments. I love this. We should get like a little audio segment that goes answering your comments, and some cool music. So do you guys like the music? Let me know below. This series, man, when I build cities, I have to listen to jazz. You guys think I'm joking? I'm not. I'm typically watching something on or listening to something on Netflix for my ADD while I'm recording, listening to jazz music. Jazz music and city building are like frosting and cake, like cream cheese and Cinnabons. Like it's just, it just fits and it's smooth and So this is the series Cranberry County. We gotta have some vibes in that. It's, it's more modern. It's more, upbeat county series. But for this, we're building, man. So we have to have that nice laid back jazz music. You're listening to the smooth sounds of Design Candy. Ladies and gentlemen, I love it. Love the jazz music. So let me know what you guys think. If you guys are loving it just as much as I am. If you're not, that sucks because it's not going anywhere. So yeah, what we're building, downtown things. I refuse to not have a grocery store / Target downtown. We have to have some sort of grocery store type deal downtown. So that's what we're building here. And then before, obviously, you guys saw us finish up the stadium district. That turned out awesome. Make sure to check out the cinematics at the end. But yeah, these blocks are the first blocks to give you a taste of what Hawthorne Springs looks like. You're going to have a mix of old and new, renovated and non-renovated, a lot of construction oriented. So the story behind this, if you would think, you put that target in and like right there, there's probably a building here, right? And so they cut in another building and added a Target and then a big office plex on the top because you're not going to waste space in a densely populated city. Every little place counts. And then outside of that space, you're going to always have optimized things, right? So everywhere there's a parking structure, like there's going to be concrete around it. There's not going to be a lot of grass. So you have to go out of your way to add elements of life like trees and planters and things like that. Again, because it's all concrete, baby. There's going to be millions of pounds of concrete in this city. it's all going to be concrete. I had to make sure the concrete texture was specific so the concrete looked good. So that's the story behind this episode. Again, entertainment district with the arena, and you have the awesome retail area spot with surrounding houses and retail around. The first block, dense block of Hawthorne Springs is in full effect. I'm gonna get them confused. I apologize, but thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Make sure you check in with the new episode. Also check out all the series on the channel. We're trucking along. Thank you guys for putting up with my voice. We're going to end with some Skinematics, aka Candy, aka Cinematics. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.